In the prime of my life, when dreams were as plentiful as stars, an unexpected blow struck me. Picture yourself, full of ambition and energy, with a future so bright it could blind you. You've drawn your roadmap to success, each milestone glistening with hope and promise. But then, out of nowhere, a curveball the size of a meteorite crashes into your world. Imagine it for a moment. The world spins on its axis, your plans crumble like a house of cards. The dreams you'd cradled so tenderly seem to drift away, lost in a whirlwind of confusion and disbelief. It's as if you've been thrown into the deep end of a pool, with the surface light growing dimmer with each passing moment. The shock hits first, like a cold wave. It numbs you, leaves you gasping for breath. Disbelief follows, a stubborn denial that this could happen to you. The world seems surreal, the colors muted, the sounds distant. You're in the eye of the storm, and it's eerily quiet. All the while, your mind is screaming, refusing to accept this new reality. Then comes the struggle, a tug of war with fate. You rage against the unfairness of it all, the dreams snatched away from you, the future that you had meticulously planned suddenly derailed. You grapple with the whys and the hows, the what could have beens and the what nows. It's a whirlpool of emotions, a labyrinth with no clear way out. But as the initial dust settles, as the echoes of the impact start to fade, you find yourself standing at the foot of a mountain. It's a daunting sight, steep and treacherous, but you know that you have to climb it. You know you have to find a way through the storm, to navigate through the labyrinth. You realize that you've been handed a challenge, a test of your spirit. The reality starts to seep in, the acceptance of the new normal. The path ahead is unclear, the journey unknown. But one thing is certain. You're at the starting line of a new race, a race of resilience and determination. And as you take that first step, one thing becomes crystal clear. As the dust settled, it dawned on me, my journey of recovery had begun. Recovery was no less than an uphill battle, a test of endurance and faith. It's akin to climbing a mountain, not knowing what lies beyond the next ridge. The physical journey of recovery was arduous, the body screaming for respite, the pain a constant reminder of the path left to tread. It wasn't just about recovering from an injury or illness. It was about reclaiming a life that was once familiar, once comfortable. Along with the physical struggle, there was an emotional and mental battle to be fought. There were days when the world seemed dark, the future uncertain. There were moments of self-doubt, questioning whether the struggle was worth it. The emotional toll was heavy, the mental fatigue real. The frustration of not being able to do the simplest of tasks, the impatience with the slow progress, the anger at the situation, all were constant companions on this journey. But this journey was not just about the struggles, the setbacks and the frustrations. It was also about the moments of clarity, the moments of realization that this was a battle that had to be fought, not just for survival, but for a life worth living. It was about understanding that the pain was a sign of healing, that the frustration was a sign of progress, that the anger was a sign of a fight still left within. It was about finding strength in vulnerability, about finding courage in fear, about finding hope in despair. It was about learning to accept help, to acknowledge the support of others. It was about realizing that it's okay to break down, to cry, to feel overwhelmed. It was about understanding that it's okay to not be okay. This uphill battle was not just a test of physical strength, but also a test of mental and emotional resilience. It was about proving to oneself that no matter how hard the journey, no matter how steep the climb, one can rise above the challenges, one can overcome the odds. Despite the odds, I held on to a beacon of hope. I held on to the belief that this uphill battle was not just about recovery, but about rediscovery, about redefining one's life, about reclaiming one's dreams. Perseverance, they say, is the hard work you do after you get tired of doing the hard work you already did. Imagine standing at the foot of a towering mountain. It's vast, it's intimidating, and it's seemingly insurmountable. But you have a choice, to turn back or to start climbing. Perseverance is choosing to climb, even when every muscle in your body is screaming for you to stop. It's not just about physical strength, but about the strength of character. It's about nurturing a positive mindset, a mindset that sees obstacles not as roadblocks, but as opportunities for growth. It's about fostering a spirit that refuses to be defeated, a spirit that says, I will try again tomorrow, no matter how hard today was. In this journey, it's easy to feel alone, but remember, you're not. The role of loved ones during this time is crucial. Their encouragement, their faith, their unwavering belief in your abilities can be the fuel that keeps you going. They are the ones who remind you of your strength when you've forgotten it yourself. Their support is the wind beneath your wings, lifting you when you stumble, pushing you when you slow. But the most powerful force of all is self-belief. It's the voice inside that whispers, "You can do this," when everything else is shouting, "You can't." It's the fire within that refuses to be extinguished, no matter how harsh the winds of adversity blow. Self-belief is the compass that guides you through the storm, the beacon that lights your path when all else is darkness. Perseverance is not a one-time act. It's not a single decision. It's a series of choices made day after day, hour after hour, minute after minute. It's choosing to press on, even when the journey is tough, even when the end seems far. It's choosing to rise, even when you fall, even when it hurts. Perseverance was not just a choice, it was the only choice. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about reaching the summit. It's about the climb. It's about the lessons learned, the strength gained, the person you become in the process. And that, my friends, is the true power of perseverance. Triumph is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. There's a moment in every journey when the fog of uncertainty begins to lift. It's a moment that's hard to describe, but impossible to forget. It's the moment when you catch a glimpse of the finish line, when you realize that the mountain you're climbing isn't unconquerable after all. It's the moment of triumph. This moment of triumph didn't arrive with fanfare or fireworks. It was quiet, humble, almost unnoticed. It came in the form of small victories, like the first time I could tie my shoelaces again, or when I managed to climb a flight of stairs without support. These small victories, insignificant as they may seem, were my moments of triumph, a testament to the indomitable spirit within me. But more than the physical milestones, the triumph was in the transformation of the spirit. The journey of recovery had become a journey towards achieving dreams that once seemed impossible. Dreams that were not just about regaining lost abilities, but about rediscovering the strength within me. The strength that made me realize that I was capable of so much more than I had allowed myself to believe. I found my triumph in the realization that I was not defined by my circumstances, but by my reaction to them. It was in the understanding that the power to overcome, to achieve, and to dream was within me all along. All I needed was the courage to reach within and harness it. This journey, this triumph, was not about reaching the finish line. It was about the journey itself, about the person I became along the way. It was about understanding that the only limits that exist are the ones we impose on ourselves. The triumph of the human spirit is not in winning the race, but in having the courage to start it, the perseverance to continue it, and the resilience to finish it. In the face of adversity, I realized my dreams were just a leap of faith away. From the ashes of despair blooms the flower of hope. In this grand tapestry we call life, each thread woven in represents a story, a journey traveled. Some threads may be tattered, frayed, representing the trials and tribulations we've weathered, but they are never broken. They stand as testament to our resilience, our capacity to overcome. Life has a way of testing us, pushing us to our limits, and sometimes it can feel as though we're walking through an unending storm. But even in the darkest night, remember, every storm runs out of rain. Every hardship we face, every challenge that pushes us to our brink, they all serve a purpose. They are not stumbling blocks, but stepping stones, shaping us, molding us into the person we are destined to be. So when you feel like you're drowning under the weight of your dreams, when the climb seems too steep, too insurmountable, draw strength from the knowledge that every great dream begins with a dreamer. You have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars, to change the world. Remember, the road to your dreams isn't always easy to navigate, sometimes dotted with mountains to climb, obstacles to overcome, and hard, mind-numbing times that will make you feel like quitting. Just remember this if you get lost along the way. Anything worth having doesn't come easy, so don't turn back around. Don't give up. As you go on your journey, remember this. The same boiling water that softens the potato hardens the egg. It's about what you're made of, not the circumstances. You have the potential to rise above your circumstances, to turn adversity into advantage. The trials you face are not meant to break you, but to make you. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, a dawn after the darkest night. And so, I leave you with this message of hope and encouragement. Remember, The struggle you're in today is developing the strength you need for tomorrow, so never give up on your dreams.